Weeping may endureth for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on this marvelous Monday. Father God, we give you thanks. Give us this day our daily bread. Jehovah Jireh, our provider. Guide us and lead us. Hold your hand upon us, Father God. Protect us, Lord. Touch all those that are fighting in the physical body, Lord. Give them strength. Give them peace. Lord, speak to them. In Jesus' name. Again, thank you for joining us. Today I want to touch the area where you've heard it said, some people have a problem for every solution. Now, sometimes we need to challenge a solution, but sometimes we need to step back and not always find a problem. Some people will constantly shoot holes in people's ideas. And I think many times it's because it's not their idea. I've learned this in my younger age. I remember in my job, and we would come into problems quite often. Every day we would have problems. Something would happen. A piece of machinery would break down. Somebody would get a flat tire off because we had crews that worked on the railroad far away. And back then, they didn't have cell beepers and pagers, but we didn't have cell phones. They would have to find a way to a payphone back then and call us. And then I would have to find ways to help them. And many times there would be somebody in the office that would shoot holes into all the ideas. So I would have to sit there and work with the person until they had the idea. Because if it was my idea, they were just going to shoot holes in it and shoot holes in it and find a problem with every solution. And my whole thing was, let's just get it done. Let's not look for the credit to be the one that came up with the answer. Let's just come up with a solution. I love it when somebody has an answer to a problem of mine. I'll open. If somebody can give me some insight on something that I don't have, I am totally open. I get asked many times by people for answers on things. And if I can help them, I'll help them. As far as problems, that's not my thing. I want to talk about solutions. Let's come up with a solution instead of dwelling on problems. I don't want to sit at the dinner table and poke and put attention and point out problem after problem after problem. So many people, you just hear anything that comes up. Somebody has an answer to something and they just shoot holes and critique and criticize it. Now, if someone has a better solution, what do they say? A better mousetrap. Then let's look at that mousetrap. But if not, sometimes it's just the traditional mousetrap. I'll use that one. Last year, for some reason, we had an issue in our house, and we hired a professional. So the professional came, and it was his job to get rid of the rodents. I guess you know how that works. It goes from one place to another, and I don't know if it's citrus or whatever it was. And we paid the professional, and he didn't take care of the problem. Well, my son went and got the old school mousetrap. And I don't know if that's something you're not supposed to do nowadays, or professionals can't do that. I'm not sure on that. I didn't study it. But my son, he just put an old school mousetrap on the side of the driveway, and bam, did the job. Got rid of that rodent that was roaming around the outside of our house, had crawled into two of the vehicles of ours and chewed up the wiring. My son's vehicle cost $1,000. That's probably why he's like, I'm getting this guy. But his solution was school. And sometimes that's what we have to do, is go back to the old school and say, okay, because the new mousetraps that they have, it wasn't doing the job. And like I said, the professional came and he was supposed to take care of it, but he didn't take care of it. But my son came up with a solution. But so many times when you bring the answer, people will just shoot it down. People will just knock it down instead of saying, hey, let's at least look at it. Let's at least give it a chance and see if it won't work. My thinking is, it doesn't matter who gets the credit in the sense of people. I think at the end of the day, the Lord needs to get the credit, and that's where it needs to go. For me, even when I was young, and now that I'm older, it's not important to me. If I can help and give a solution, I don't need to get the credit for it. It doesn't matter to me. But if we can get an answer, then let's find us in this world. There's so many of it I'm not going to address. I'm not going to look at. I'm not going to attack, because it's like I don't have the answer. And there's a lot of things nobody has the answer to except the Lord. But if we do come up with the answer and we can fix it, should we argue about who gets the credit? And why? Why would we want to argue about who gets the credit? Why is that? Because as long as we could put our heads together and come up with a solution, that's what's important, instead of sitting there poking holes in the solution all the time. And let's find a way to help each other. That's what I'm attempting to do right here. I'm attempting to help somebody find a solution for challenges in their life. Give them answers of things. Now, a lot of what I have been giving, what I share, if not all of it, it has cost me. I have spent a lot of time going through things, learning things, studying things. I don't just pull it off the top of my head in the sense that I make it up. It's because when I go through things, I learn. Let's get back to just a simple mechanical thing. In my job that I had, when something would break down and we would call in an expert, I would quiz them. I would say, what happened? How did this happen? Was there a way to avoid what happened? Why? So next time I'll have knowledge of it. I do that all the time. When something happens, I'll say, what happened? Could we avoid it? What happened? How do we stop this from happening again? So I'm always doing that. Why? So then when someone else, I'll say, hey, I have seen that problem before. And again, sometimes people will ask me and I'll say, yeah, I've experienced that before. Do this, do that. And this will fix the problem. So we can either poke holes in the problems or we can find solutions. Thank you for joining us on this marvelous Monday. And remember, joy comes in the morning.